Welcome back to Sunrise, everyone. Well, now more than ever, telehealth services, which essentially allows patients to remotely connect with medical experts for care, is on the rise, and many health officials consider it a tool to help flatten the curve. So joining me now is Dr. Colin Banas. He is the Vice President of Clinical Product Solutions at Dr. First, which is a healthcare tech company, and he helps us answer some of the questions that you might have regarding these services. So, Dr. Banas, thank you again for joining us this morning.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so the first question that I want to ask you this morning is how telehealth can be properly used during these pandemics?
It's really two things. As you mentioned earlier in the intro, it's about flattening the curve, so reducing unnecessary exposure either to the doctor or to other patients. You know, you're not having to sit in a sick waiting room, perhaps. The other curve I like to talk about is the dotted line that represents healthcare capacity. And telehealth really represents a way to raise that line up, or at a minimum, not let it fall. So we want to make sure every healthcare provider is functional no matter where they are.
Okay, sounds good. So now I want to talk about costs. How much does it cost? And what about for those who have insurance plans that cover these telehealth services?
Yes. It really depends on your coverage. What we are seeing is a lot of coronavirus-related visits, whether they are in person or over televisit, are being completely waived, completely covered, depending on your coverage. As far as what it costs for the provider, you know, solutions can be all over the place in terms of cost to implement. But typically on the patient side, the experience is free in terms of how you interact with the telehealth. But it really is up to your insurance coverage.
Okay, sounds good. So how can frontline providers who have contracted COVID-19 continue to see patients while in isolation? Can they use the telehealth services in this case?
Yeah, it's a perfect. So you can imagine there are providers who have been exposed who are feeling perfectly fine, but are on a 14-day quarantine. Or perhaps there are office buildings that are closed down for now. Telehealth lets you do it from home. So the platform that we use, that we've created, is device agnostic. You could use a laptop, you could use a mobile device, Android, iOS, it doesn't matter. And you can still see patients. And I think that's the real power of this technology.
All right, so this is definitely an important advancement, especially during these times. But can you just stress the importance of how it can be used even after this pandemic?
I think this is an exciting time for all of healthcare tech, especially telehealth. So in just 4 weeks, it feels like we've advanced, 10 years in terms of the technology, and the barriers to telehealth that were previously in place have been removed. So I fully believe that in the very near future, we won't be calling it telehealth care anymore. We'll just be calling it healthcare. It will become the standard because it's so powerful and it's so convenient.
Right. And the final question that I have for you is something that everyone wants to know. Can they diagnose the coronavirus over a telehealth service?
Yeah, I don't think you can diagnose it per se. You can certainly confirm suspicions and you can take the next step. So I think a lot of what we're seeing is initial screening and then guiding patients to either quarantine in place or to go seek additional care or testing in coordination with your local health department.
Okay, sounds good. Dr. Colin Banas, thank you so much again for talking about the importance of telehealth and its advancements in technology as well as in the world going on right now. Thank you again, Doctor.
Thanks for having me.
And for more information, you can head over to our website, kyma.com, where we will include a link to the important links that you need to know right now.